welcome back to Contest of Speed.
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 Contest of speed. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Contest of Speed. And we are back for season 16, the final season of the F1 24 game cycle. And I am back in the booth running the EU1 tier this season round. Oh, it's exciting to be back here in Contest of Speed. It's been a while, it's been a hot minute, but I'm here to run the full season. And alongside me is the mighty Rob Starr. How are we doing, my friend?
Doing alright, you know. I raced yesterday and it's a great track to race around, you know, but it's nice to see you back in the comms booth, you know, for this season.
Absolutely excited to be here. You can see the calendar displayed on your screen, season 16 calendar with a couple of interesting graphics on there displayed before you. We start off here in Australia, head over to Austria, then over to my favourite circuit, Saudi Arabia. It's the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Then Suzuka, Japan, which has a mandatory use of all three tyre compounds. So that's something to watch out for as we go into round 4. Then 5 and 6, back to Barcelona. Not been seen too much this game cycle with its known game bugs, but it's the end of the game. We'll give it a run in season 16. On to Mexico for round 6. And then we have a nice little week break before we come back for Silverstone. And then a mandatory 2-stop Italy in Monza. So another little wild card thrown into the season. You must perform a 2-stop. So that changes the strategy straight away. And then we've got Zandvoort, Netherlands, Italy, Belgium, which is going to be a full wet race. So make sure you're well and truly prepared for that one before we end the season out in what has got to be the way to end every season at Interlagos in Brazil. So an interesting calendar there, Rob. How are we feeling for this one? You excited to see what is to come down here in Contest of Speed season 16?
Yeah, I think the wild cards, you know, kind of brings in, should I say, brains, you know, you've got to figure out what you try to do and what you can make the best of it, you know, throughout the season. But this calendar was made by the drivers, you know. They chose what track they vote, you know, they like, and then there's your calendar.
Absolutely, but we are now at the track. Qualifying is about to begin. We'll get rid of this graphic on your screen. You shall see that we are trackside, ready to rock and roll and get going for 18 minutes of qualifying before we have 29 laps of the Australian Grand Prix. We'll take a little quick look at the Australia track map. 5.278 kilometres long with 14 turns. Not so many turns, some very fast speed corners, but it has three detection zones, I think 4 actually. It's missing one on my track graphic. We have 4 detection zones, 2 detection points, double dosage of DRS in to come in this Grand Prix. So spicy overtakes to come, especially coming into turn 9, into turn 1, maybe if you're brave enough, into turn 3. But on board we go. Who is coming out to give us our first lot of flying laps? Well, it is the Mercedes Hilly. Nice to see Hilly back on the track here in Contest of Speed as well, filling in this season in a U1.
Yeah, nice to see him back. I think last time he raced was F1 23 for that last season, and now he's back for F1 24 for the last season. So let's see how well he performs this race.
Oh, apologies. I just need to fix something real quick. There we go. We are back to running full screens. Had to fix my little map there, but get it done in qualifying before we have to move on to the Grand Prix, and then we can just give you the display of action all over your screen. Nice and bonny. But Hilly coming around turn 13 now towards 14, trying to maximise the speed on the exit. Will be aided with that DRS straight out of 14, all the way down the pitch straight, across the start-finish line, and then we'll have to fire it round the right-hander into turn 1. Not too much cutting, and invalidates instantly. You saw the understeer sliding through into turn 1, just couldn't keep it within the lines. Invalidates straight out of the gate. We will go on board with the next, who will be Huff and Dorback in that Red Bull.
Yeah, looks like a close turn 1 so far. Always on the track limits, but here's quite horrible for the track, so you want to keep it throttled down, but not all the way. And throughout the flat corner now, up to the third DRS section zone, cross it. This quick right-hander, look at that speed you have to send it through there, up to the big straight before the big chicane. You want to throw the car through there, and let's see how well Huff and Dorback can do.
Absolutely, as it comes to the fast 9 and 10, flat to the floor is what I expect to see from these EU1 top tier drivers. If you cannot take 9 and 10 flat, you're doing something incorrectly. Aided with the DRS onto the brakes into turn 11, and now needs to try and maintain the cornering speed through this final sector to gain every 10th possible in the lap time to make sure they can get themselves up to a very good start. Maybe pole position on the board for Huff and Dorback as he powers down towards the line, burns the battery using the DRS. It's a 16, just shy of a 16 flat, 16.045 to set us off here in banker times.
Yeah, such a good time there from him. And PW Jones up to P2, right behind Huff and Dorback. So it's almost up there, almost beating Taika with a slow lap time, 18.4. Maybe he had a mistake on his lap, but we never know. Goes up to P3. He's an EU2. Well, he races EU2, but he decided to reserve today. So let's see how well he can do with that practice from yesterday.
Yeah, practicing tier reserve up, should we say, for Scones in P3 there at the minute. Now, 9/10 off the pace is not too bad in terms of tearing up. But you've got to think, oh my God, Charlie, get yourself back on the track, boy. He invalidated his lap, but I was just still on board with him there. We just saw him squabbling through sector 3. And we'll go on board with Rosa Sky, who's just finished Sector 1, looking solid purple for now. Into Sector 2 we go. Will there be an improvement for Rosa Sky? Potentially take provisional pole away from Huff and Dorback. We know Rosa Sky to be one of the faster drivers alongside AJ. AJ also on a lap. Is that him coming down towards the line? I don't think it is. That looks like a car in the pits. But he is in Sector 2, but running very slowly indeed, I think. I'm trying to judge the map to see his pace as we're on board with Rosa Sky into turn 11. Collected, calm.
Yeah, it's a sector, you've got to keep it nice and calm, collected, you know. Well, some of it's kind of full throttle, especially for this corner. If you upshift, you can go flat out. That DRS flap, open again, what can he do? Can he grab pole? No, up to P4, I had a good first sector, looks like he kind of dropped off with his second and third.
Ooh, not doing too well there. AJ with the invalidation. Another driver I expected to see up in that top spot. He's just not quite there yet. Scones is looking for an improvement on the time, I believe. He's coming into Sector 1 now. Does he have the fuel to go again? It's certainly looking like a push lap. The EU2 reserving up driver sits himself in P6 in the 16's time, doing better than Ty Clear and the lanky one who are sat there in the 17s, but they're very close with each other. Kick Sauber teammates could be looking for team tactics here, working together, potentially slipstream each other later on in qualifying. Slipstream certainly is a factor and a tool to be used for whatever means necessary. And of course, when it comes down to the Constructors' title, you must work with your teammate in any means necessary. Scones is out of the way and is aborted that lap.
Yeah, looks like he wasn't happy at all, but looks like loads of drivers has invalidated their first lap. So that's defo, thing you don't want. You want to, make sure you get a lap and fill the rest of the 2 laps you do, push it to the limits. So you already got time on the board.
Hasmania will be next to come towards the line. I was trying to figure it out on the timing screens, but here we are. Hasmania driving. The Haas comes down towards the line. Will it be a contention for pole? It will not be. Huff and Dorback and PW Jones are just clear. They are clear by quite some margin. Jonesy coming back out to the track feels confident he could challenge for pole. I mean, who would not feel confident being within half a tenth of pole position? He's smelling it. He can smell the cake, apple pie, floating towards the window like they do in the cartoons. And that is the pole position there within grasp.
Well, right now I'm on board with Griffin. He had a purple sector 2. He's in the final sector now, and he might be able to contend for the top 2. Hilly up to P3 as well, so it looks like he's a contender as well. You see, Griffin here, about to come cross the line. What time can he do? To P9 wasn't the best. I'm not sure what happened to him, but it looks like that is Jones starting another lap. So let's see what he can do on this lap. Can he beat Huffendobach's time by the tiniest bit? Up to turn 1, he kicks it nice and clean, nice and tight. Open that DRS flap again with a kick. Sabo right behind him, who also is on an out lap, not on a flying lap. So let's see what he can do his first few corners. Kicks it nice and tight. Almost into the wall there, but what a catch from PW Jones.
Yeah, does manage to keep himself out of the wall. He is up on the Delta time, and it will be a new pole position time. Although he looks squarely out of Sector 1, he is improving on that Delta. Coming into Sector 2, that rear flap is open wide. Use a little bit of the battery just to gain that momentum, gain that speed before you need to keep it flat and fire to the left and back around to the right. Do not lift your foot off the throttle. Ins 9 and 10. And then he's aided with the DRS once again for that brief little stint into turn 11. Now you need to maintain the momentum. It's a lovely part of the circuit here in Sector 3. It's very easy to run wide here though in turn 12, and 13 and 14 can catch you out if you're a bit too heavy on the throttle. But for Jonesy, he's kept it well, kept it collected, powers down towards the line. This could be a new pole position time for PW Jones. It is, jumps into the 15s of 15.987. PW Jones sets the benchmark to beat. And it's for Huffendobach now, who is just getting through his Sector 1, and he's down on the Delta. Will not be looking to improve so far. It's for Sector 2 and 3 for the improvements to come for the Red Bull.
Let's see what he can do. Coming up to the fast section now, the fast left, then right-hander. But also he's got some traffic in front. Will he get blocked? I don't think so. Looks like the drivers are going. He's got a purple Sector 2, improving by 1 millisecond. One more sector left. Can he still pole from PW Jones on this lap? Would it be enough or not? Coming down to this tight right-hander. Amazing speed. How did he not invalidate there? He's gone so wide. And the game's like, nope, we're not allowing that track limits. But it looks like he's
Oh,
still
he's
going.
gone! He's in the wall! Goodbye, Huffendobach. He's got himself spun around in 13. I told you just a lap ago with PW Jones how easy it is to line up those rears, get a bit too happy, bit too heavy on the throttle, and the Red Bull will not see the end of qualifying. He must pray that nobody else can break into the 15s or he will drop down the field. No improvement coming for that man.
Whilst that was happening, Sid's up to P4, beating AJ and Hako with a 16.3. So it looks like he's had a decent lap time as well. But Hako, he's invalidated his lap. He cannot find a lap time good enough. He's just invalidating. Those track limits are really, awful for some drivers. They're not really happy around here with those track limits.
No, some drivers really struggling. Don Amor, for example, not got the time on the table. Does come into Sector 1 now, though, headed with that DRS down to turn 3. On the brakes, rotate it round. It feels like a hairpin, but it's not. It's just a very slow speed, right-angled corner. And as he comes through turn 5 now, not running too wide over the apex, as we see some drivers like to do, finishing Sector 1. Doing very well. Needs to get any time on the board. Needs to do something because his teammate Malvern also struggling potentially with the track limits. Not got a time on the table. Neither's Matty Robbo. However, Matty become known to do his one-shot qualifying as he normally eats his dinner around this time. Cornish Cook also coming in not to get a time on the board, but he's on the track, certainly looking to try and get it up there. We'll stay on board with Don Amo though as he goes down into turn 11, hoping that he does not pick up that invalidation, keeping it within the lines, making sure he gets some sort of time up there on the board in contention with any other driver. Who is his current rivals? We can't even put a comparison on pace because he's not got one up there yet. but he is out of 14. The rear wing is open, down to the line, jumps up to P6, 16.4. So it's a good time to get up though. Will he have the time to get back round and go again? He certainly will. Just ticking under 6 minutes to go now in qualifying.
And he's showing his teammates saying, I am faster than you. He got carried by AJ last season, but now he's beating AJ in a different team. So he's got his revenge back. He's saying, go away AJ, I am a faster man.
They can hope, they can pray. Is that lanky one into the pits? I suspect it will be. We have a Mercedes coming around towards the line. Matty Robo, what time can you do? He's coming into Sector 1 now, so we'll stay on board with the Mercedes driver. One of the veterans from Contest of Speed. Has been here for as long as I have known Contest of Speed. Was a general manager at one point. But the man is certainly ticking in age. Quite like myself. See, I can't mention age. I could call him old man, but, you know, I'm old myself.
Well, let's see what this old man can do, eh?
He's coming into 9 and 10. Did he keep it flat? Has he got the minerals or has he withered in his old age? I'm sorry, I had to shout the pun out there, Matty, but he comes down to turn 11. And where can he place that Mercedes as he comes into Sector 3? Just a few corners to go to get his time on the board. Will he go into the pits? Is he happy with his lap? He is going to look to finish it. Coming into turn... No, he's into the pits. Well, you know, forget about you then. Whatever. I wasn't interested
And
anyway. Malvern died in the pit lane. Matty just passed him. Malvern was dead in the pit lane.
What, he crashed into the pit lane?
Yeah, I think he did. I think he fully, he's crashed into the pit wall, the outside wall. GG, lad.
Oh. Yeah, looks like he's going to start last then.
GG.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah. The V10
That's
mod to
okay.
remove is a lot harder than the sponsor boards, Lanky. I apologise. You are going to hear a V10 on the stream if we go on board. I apologise for the V10 sound mod. I'd need to verify game files to delete said mod. I forgot to verify files, so we are running with a V10 sound mod.
Hey, at least it's better than the F1, which F1 Games provided us.
I mean, yeah, it's going to sound kind of nice if we get onboard action. You're going to hear V10 screaming at the top revs as they overtake each other. You want to hear it? There you go. You want to hear the V6? You want to hear the V10? Here's the V10.
Well, Hasman is about to finish his lap. He's on P13 right now in Sector 3. And looks like, I think he's improving, and this is going to be his final lap. So I don't think he'll have enough time to go back into the pits if he finishes his lap. Looks like he is improving, he is happy, he's staying out. He comes across the line, what can he do? Can he improve on his lap time? Comes across the line, he jumps up to P11, improves by 2/10.
Falls behind his teammate. We were just on board with his teammate. I was just showing people the V10 mod, but Hasmania still outside of the top 10, struggling to find a little bit of pace here. We have the EU2 reservist crossing the line to start another timed lap here with just under 3 minutes to go. Drivers start to flood the track to get ready for the final runs.
Oh, I went on board with AJ, he was improving, but he did invalidate his lap, so looks like he can't keep it clean, but looks like Scones is doing a double out lap to one of those tyres. So it's rather you can do 2 out laps to one of those tyres, or 1 out lap to get the quickest time. Depends what you're going to do.
Oh, it's nice to see Sid up there in P4. Let's hope that he can last longer than 5 laps. He
Well,
have a good
we still got other
Australia
people
track
who haven't
record.
performed yet. We still haven't got Hako, you know, AJ who hasn't performed yet, or should I say Charlie, who's who won. No, it wasn't Charlie who won last season's EU2 championship. It was Steljo. He came second, I think. I can't remember.
Currently on board with the EU2 reserving up driver who backed out of that lap. And he's going very slowly into turn 13. And now he comes around 14. Now he's going to go for his lap. Left it as late as possible. Who else is setting a time? Is that Don Amo?
AJ.
I see.
AJ's in the purple sector 1 and 2 right now, improving by 2/10.
AJ
if you want to watch
flying
a man on
through the
board.
field. He needs to improve his sector 3 by a huge margin, though. If he's only 2/10 up, he's not within sniff of pole just yet. Needs a masterclass final 3 turns. Done 11. Around 12 we go. Flat to the floor. Try and get the exit on the brakes. Fire around to the left of 13. Now cautious on the throttle. Send it flat on the exit of 14. Burn the battery. Use every resource you've got left at your disposal. DRS is open down towards the line. He jumps up to P4. He just falls short. It's not pole, but potentially could pull it back in. He's immediately dethroned. He's dropped down
the
another
Namo.
position. There's
Up
something
to
going on with your
P3.
mic.
Is it?
You're getting a little crackly when you go loud. It's very strange.
Oh, I'll try to be a bit quieter then, eh?
It's just very
Costa Namo.
weird.
Costanamo up to P3.
It's a good luck.
Wasn't
Done,
expecting him from him. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it from him.
I'm on board with Sid. Can Sid get himself up there? He needs to gain 2/10 to be up on that second row. Can he fight back, or maybe does he have a chance at pole position? There's a will, there's a way for Sid CTB1 into turn 11. Doesn't invalidate the pushes on through. Round into turn 12. This could be contention for the podium. All depends on how these final 2 turns go. Needs to be cautious on the throttle, not spin up the rears. Sends it out. The flashing light. He doesn't have the battery at disposal, but where can he place his V-carb? It's pole for Sid CTV1, and he's immediately dethroned by Hilly. Hilly jumps up and takes it from Sid. PW Jones has invalidated his lap, so Sid lines up in P2, and I don't believe it.
AJ, 5 pace penalty for illegal blocking. It's going to be dropping down the order now, down to P11. But what can Hako do? It's currently coming across the line. What can he do? Can he jump up to the front runners?
Oh!
He got by 3/10 or 2. What a lap!
Hako for pole, a 15.493, just over 2.5 tenths clear of Hilly. And then you got Sid lining up in third. Jones invalidated his lap, will not be able to get an improvement in time. The EU2 reservist, he's down on his delta, had a stink of a lap, tie clear. Coming into sector 3 now, can they improve by any? The last driver to cross the line, the last driver to give us a time, goes into the pits. He's not happy with that one. He's well out of the delta time. And that will do it. Sid starting in P3, what the scenes?
Oh, I can't lie. Those drivers need to watch out for Sid, you know, on the track. But let's hope people can keep it clean on the track for the race. But you never know. It could rain. We saw full wets for AM2 last night.
Oh, Hako, 15.493, take a bow and take your pole position. First pole of the season. Can you convert that into the first victory of the season race? Season 16 off to a banger. We see a bit of a surprise in the order. Sid up in contention for podium. Now let's hope he can keep it consistent. Victory could be on the cards for Sid CTB1. Could it be the first time winner for EU1? Well, there you have it. Hako, Hilly, Sid doing your front 3. PW Jones, Huff and Dolbach, Donamo, Cornish Cook, AJ, Charlie, Rosa Sky doing your top 10. Charlie, P9. See, the man thought he would do bad, and he's not done too bad. Outside of the top 10, we'll have Michael, Basil, Basil, Hasmania, Griffin, Scones, Ty Clear, the lanky one, Matty Robot, and Malvern, who met his unfortunate demise in the pit wall.
Well, let's see how this race will go. Because I've seen Malvin start at the back multiple times, and he climbs through the order. Let's see what Malvin could do today. But who's the one to watch? Really, Corey? Who's the one to watch today?
I am ready to watch Sid cause a safety car as usual. I know we shouldn't have the Sid slander, but the kid knows I'm only messing. He just knows that I just always rip into him. It gives him the motivation to finish the race. If I don't, then he'll crash. If I don't say nothing to him, he always seems to crash. But if I tell him that he's not going to finish and he's going to cause safety cars, he seems to finish races. So, Sid, you're not going to finish this. You're going to cause a safety car. You're a safety car magnet. You're going to have no wing by the end of turn 1. A joke. We hope you can get off to the best start, but my eyes currently maybe on the fight at the front. Hako, Hilly going at it. Hilly, returning driver, could potentially bring the fight to Hako. Hako looking dominant. PW Jones potentially.
Yeah, had a decent pace until he invalidated his lap. So, you know, we just got to keep it clean at the start. Because, you know, it's a tight turn one to go too wide. It's a quick right-hander and it's quite tight. So, try to keep it clean, boys.
Huh? I
We
heard
got to
it.
keep it clean.
Indeed, I heard a didadun, so something on my computer decided to disconnect. But whatever. And now it's reconnected. Good for you. Don't tell me that was my Steam Deck. Sometimes my Stream Deck has this little bug, and it'll disconnect and reconnect, and then it cuts off the access to my Stream Deck. So if it does so, we're using manual controls, which is unfortunate, which means we may lose the replay action. Let me just check. It was not my Stream Deck, because that seems to be working still. So we're good, we're gravy, we're cooking with gas, and we wait for the drivers to get themselves ready. There is a mandatory 1 minute waiting period, so we will have a quick little look at your lineups. Doing it in the Red Bull, AJ Huffendorback, who you've seen on the track, Matty Robo Hilly in the Mercedes, Don Amor Malvin Ferrari, Craigie Mercedes in the McLaren is Craigie and Griffin in the Aston Martins, Rosa Sky, Cornish Cook, Alpine, Charlie, and Micah. Williams, Hacko, PW Jones, VCAB, Sid, and James Torish, who is not here today, or maybe here today. No, he's not. I think he's been replaced, as well
It's
as
not here today.
Craigie as well, also not racing here tonight. Has been replaced with a reserve. Lankey and Ty clear in the Kick Salbers, and lining up the Haas, Colin and Haas Mania. Hopefully, we shall not see a Haas on the grass this season long.
Oh, we never know.
Still waiting. Surely it's been a minute. Has it been a minute? I haven't
Yeah,
counted.
definitely.
I should have counted to 60, but I didn't count to 60.
But it's
Who
definitely
can be
been a
bothered?
minute.
Dry. We're seeing full dry according to our trusted
A bit
source
boring.
in the Twitch chat. We have a trusted source that we will only listen to one person. Thank you very much, Mr. Matty Robbo.
Well, I think we wanted to see rain, really.
And here we
Oh,
are.
here
The
we
lights
go.
are on. It's 3, 4, 5 lights. The grid is set. The drivers are ready. And we are go, go, go for round 1 in season 16. And it's a good getaway from Sid as he immediately jumps ahead of PW Jones. He's had a beautiful start off the line, though. And immediately, PW Jones is losing its open door by potentially Hilly falling down the order. This is dramatic of the start. Not the best getaway for them. You see the gap open up. And Hope and Dorback 7/10 clear. But you've got to think he's got to try and catch back up to the front too. Sid all over the rear of Hackle though. Further down. Oh, there's a spinning Aston Martin. Rosa Sky sent into the wall. Hopefully doesn't pick up the damage. Needs to spin himself back around. Hasmania also slow coming around turn 4 now. Dramatic start to season 16. Lap 1 off to a bang. And Sid is right on the rear tail of that Williams Arco. He's off to a brilliant start.
Can they take the lead from here or not? DRS will be enabled next lap, so Sid's sitting right behind Hacko, covering up to his tight right-hander. He's still sitting behind. He's looking for the space, but there's no space. He sits right behind Hacko with a DRS train going all the way down to P17. Everybody still fighting for positions. Charlie with 3 seconds already in P6 on the first lap.
Oh, how has he picked up 3 seconds on the first lap? Come on, Charlie boy. We're looking on ahead. We see a move further down. Is that AJ swinging out, trying to look for get out of that dirty air of the car ahead, keeping that engine nice and cool. You know, a hot temperature on the engine can impact your performance. You slow down a little bit. Ty Clear and Lanky swapping positions, tactical moves. Sid still all over the rear diffuser of Hacko. Really sending it hard, really sending it strong. Trying to get past in any open door necessary. Open door back closing up, just tenths separating the front three. A huge DRS train from P1 down to P17. And now we get going as that rear wing opens on lap 2. Sid going for the outside line, using a bit of the battery, trying to burn to get on through. Does get on through. Now needs to make the most of it. Oh, that's surely a warning for Sid there, cutting the corner. Track limit violation at hand. That's one warning picked up for Sid. Needs to play it safe in here now.
Yeah, looks like the highest winner right now is Malvin. He's getting 7 positions so far. And Rosa Sky losing 9 positions at the start. So not a good start for Rosa Sky or Hasmania, should I say. As it looks like Hasmania's picked up 3 seconds. How are you guys picking up 3 seconds at the start of the race?
Oh, Hako goes for a send on Sid and almost sends him off the track. Sid barely keeping himself together. That was disastrous. He almost sent him packing into the wall though. Sid doing very well to keep himself calm and collected. It's a virtual safety car already. I'm disappointed.
Oh, he's been disqualified for being the wrong way.
Well, yeah, whatever.
That's the fastest disqualification I've ever seen in a league race.
Yeah, it's happened to me. So I've been spun round facing the wrong direction, and as you drive forward to get yourself ready to spin the opposite direction, that brief 5 meters, you're disqualified.
It's unlucky from Costanamo
I
in the
know
first
exactly
race.
what's happened with Donamo.
But we've still got a massive DRS train from P1 down to P11. So,
Well, thankfully,
you know.
it's only virtual safety car. And we're back to green.
that's Illy and Griffin who's got to drive through.
Penalties flooding in now. Sid now needs to regain position. Oh, I saw a flying carbon. Who's got wing damage? I saw something fly across the screen though. Somebody's picked up a little bit of damage. That looks like the V car. Is that Sid? Does Sid have a missing end plate?
The right hand side end plate's gone from Sid.
Ah.
That might ruin his race. Especially for his, quick corners, want to have that downforce to get the car through the corners, But it looks like he's got wing damage, and that wing damage will affect him for the rest of the race as well.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. Sid damage, and that will see Sid ultimately fall down the order, as he will not have the downforce to navigate these fast flowing corners. He will have to back out in places you will not normally have to back out. 9 and 10 comes to mind. There is no way he will send that without going flying wide understeering off track. However, he's doing very well to stay with those runners using the DRS. He's going to go for it. Oh, he's being ballsy. Oh, he threads the needle in the middle and stays there with that Red Bull. Takes P2 away. Sid's really getting the elbows out here, looking to set the season off to a bang. He's been known to have some questionable moments in past seasons. Season 16 may be the one for Sid to shine.
You never know, but right now, that end plate is looking... well, that damage is not really helping him. He's lost some time to Huff and Doe back. 5 tenths. He's dropping a bit back there, a bit far back. But let's see what he can do with his DRS. Come up to turn 1 now. It's not enough, but Hako's looking for that gap. Creeping behind Sid. He wants to get past him before he gets holded up by Sid. But it looks like Charlie's got another 3 seconds, that's 6 seconds on lap 5 already.
Things are starting to look a little bit spicy. Now, Sid went off to the start of the race with a bang. Now has a missing end plate. It's going to affect his tyre performance. Not only that, his tyre degradation is going to be higher. That front right side is going to be working a lot harder now to maintain the push that Sid's going to put on the car. He's going to burn away that front right tyre dramatically. But now he may be sizing up and moving to 9 and 10. He needs to be smart. He has the damage. He doesn't have the downforce to pull off any brave manoeuvres. It's got to be textbook. But you see the flashing light on the rear of the V-carb. He does not have the battery. He's burning the battery just to stay within the fight. Maybe now is the time for Hako to capitalise on this. Get on through, close back up to Huff and Dorback.
But everybody on the mead, except from Michael, Scones, Matty Rubber, and the lanky one, and Hasmania, all on the hards here. It looks like people have normally gone to the medium to try to get the undercut on some people. So let's see how that will work on some drivers.
Oh, Sid's feeling the pain. Sid's feeling the pressure. He's now got Jonesy breathing down his neck. That damage is now starting to show the cracks in Sid's driving line. He can no longer maintain such a pace, such a push. He's starting to slip away, falling down ever so slowly. But he's doing his best. Credit where credit is due. He is trying.
He's trying, but also the mediums are not the best around here. So damage and being on the mediums equals horrible pain around here. Can't get the car through any corners. You really got to be careful on the traction as well. but you can see PW Jones right behind. You know, he really needs to get past if he wants to try to save the pack. But
Oh, a big
it's
send
going
from
down the
Sid!
inside.
Oh, contact! Oh, he's lost another position. He's trying to be ballsy. He's trying to be brave. He can't risk it with the damage. Get your head sorted, son. Keep it calm.
Needs to stay behind with a train. If it's with a train, you don't need to push any risky moves. But this brings AJ and Cornish Cook back into the DRS train now. But Sid, look at him dropping far back. AJ now needs to push, try to get past Sid to stay with the top 3. The podium sitters so far in this race.
First replay of the season for EU1 though. First of the season. We need to hope that AJ now can push on and get past Sid. He's getting himself back up there, clawing through the field, clawing up the order. Where can things play out? Yeah, you've got to love Sid's racing. Gotta love it all. Saying that, Red Devil, while you're in here, I'm going to just type LOL in the chat. Can you give me mod by any chance? Being a moderator yourself, hopefully you can give me mod privileges. If anybody can give me moderator privileges, it will make commentating a lot easier in the future.
AJ dropping out of DRS from Sid, so it looks like him losing that end plate gives Sid more downforce on the straight to get more straight line speed, but now AJ's back into that DRS since he can actually throw the car through the corners, unlike Sid here.
Yeah, AJ closing up, but not closing up enough. Look at what is happening here. Sid able to maintain the push with the front runners. That DRS is working wonders. AJ's closing, but only in the corners. AJ's also missing an end plate. How did we miss that? No wonder he's not gaining like we want him to.
Oh, well, yeah, I did not know that at all. So that's got the same side as Sid as well, but looks like AJ's handled it way better than Sid. He's been catching Sid for these past few laps now, so that's very helpful for AJ. You know, he's not losing too much pace to the front 4.
Now AJ is managing to get. Oh, we see a move for the lead. It's Hope and Dorback getting through on Hako. Hako looking to try and defend, but can't keep himself there. Jonesy waiting behind, playing the opportunistic card, waiting for any open door to come. Sid also doing well to stay there. AJ as well, running a little bit quicker. Although him and Sid are both missing the front right end plate, AJ is managing it a little bit better, chipping away ever so slowly at the tenths from Sid.
Lanky with a 3-second time penalty now, so looks like few victims are now slowly picking up that time penalty. Track limits around here can be awful if you're not very careful because of those, you know, quick corners like the fast chicane. You don't want to go too wide or cut in too early.
Not a lot of action going on so far. We're at the point of the Grand Prix where things start to slow down a little bit. I say that as Jones is looking to size up and move, just can't get there yet. They're trying to focus on managing the tyres now, make them go a little bit longer, last a little bit more before they have to swap to the hard compounder tyre. It will be medium hard, I suspect, here in Australia. Seems to be the optimum strategy that we've seen in previous Grand Prix.
Lanky making the move on Scones up to P11 now, right behind Matty Robbo, fighting for that final point, but Lanky won with about 3 seconds. Definitely not going to help him towards the end of the race. He might be dropped out, but we've got to move for the lead. Hacker up to P1. Can Jones join his teammate down the inside? No, he hasn't looked, but he backs out last second. Ross Sky with a 3 seconds. Jones, can he be on the attack again? He looks around the outside. He goes for the move. Can he go stick it around the outside? Yes, he does. Up to P2. Currently, it's Williams. 1-2 here.
PW Jones and Hako locking out the front row for Williams. Maybe Williams on for constructors. This team is unstoppable. This team is powerful. You may have the 2 fastest drivers on the grid as they set season 16 off to a bang, locking out 1 and 2 for now. Hopp and Dorback is well within the chance though, as well as Sid with the damage, staying with those runners. Imagine if Sid didn't pick up that wing damage. He would be gapping those right now.
Well, that DRS is strong
Oh,
around
AJ
here,
goes for it now on Sid. Side by side into turn 3. Coming up to turn 4. Will he get ahead? Sid defends it. But still side by side. AJ is forced off the track ever so slightly. But Sid maintaining that position, defending very aggressively.
Was that really legal? Was it fair? I'm not sure, but you know, we can report it in the stewards room. But AJ, he might be quite angry right now, but will he go again on Sid anytime soon? But I don't think so. He's a bit too far back. PW Jones looks like he's getting attacked by Hoffendovac. Hoffendovac really riding that gearbox right behind him. He goes from the inside, gets a better exit. Will he burn his battery to send it down the inside? No, he backs out of that overtake. AJ having a look down the inside of Sid again. He's desperate to get past Sid, it seems like it.
Trying to put the pressure on the V-Carb ahead, really trying to put Sid into an uncomfortable situation, force him into a mistake. See, AJ, very experienced driver, we know his pace, we know his consistency. If he can force Sid into some form of fatal error that will open the door, best believe he's going to try and do so. I could see AJ potentially in contention for victory here, just with the way he's gained on the front runners. He's praying for a safety car so he can swap that wing. He goes for another fake on Sid, but Sid is prepared. Sid is not falling for it, not even paying attention to it at the moment.
Yeah, but this is where the time where the medium runners will start to pit. Lap 11 to lap 13, where the medium runners will all definitely pit for the hards. And hards are, well, let's say it's very good around this track. But right now, we haven't got a move for the lead yet. Looks like Jones is just staying back, trying to stay relaxed right now. But Sid, right on the gearbox of Hoffendovac.
Oh! Big moment. Hoffendovac sent spinning, almost dropping down in position. The Red Bull is going to go through. AJ side by side with him as well as Cornish Cook. Big moment in turn 9. We didn't quite see what happened. We caught a brief little glimpse of it, a little sniff and a little whiff of what has just happened. Hoffendovac, does he have any damage? We're going to have to keep our eyes on board with that. He is missing a front right end plate. Australia is collecting front right end plates and immediately goes into the pits.
Yeah, looks like 3 people on the top 3 now, or should I say top 5, top 6 really, has got wing damage, so that's going to helpful for the rest of the 3. We've got Sid, AJ and Cornish with that wing damage, so
AJ going for a move on Sid down into turn 3 once again. Sid not able to defend against what has been an onslaught from AJ. He's been pushing for it lap after lap, and finally the move has come. The door has been opened and through he goes, but will lose on the DRS. Sid within prime position to fight back. AJ outside of that 1 second will not have the DRS for that defensive tool. It's a weapon to attack or an aid to defend, and for Sid it is that attacking tool as AJ loses out in defence, but will have to burn battery if he wants to maintain position. Sid to the outside line, AJ goes for a squeeze, they go side by side in turn 9 and Sid fires on through. AJ looks for the switchback, he's got the rundown out of turn 10. Sid will have the DRS, but he doesn't have the battery, and AJ maintains position. Sid under attack now from Cornish Cook. Cornish Cook goes through to take P3 away. Nice.
Play from these 2 drivers. And I've just noticed Hoffendovac lost a lot of time. He pitted right behind Jones and he's down to P13 while Jones is in P10. So I'm not sure what happened to Hoffendovac.
Here comes the pit stop strategy. Everybody going in now. Of course, Hako, Cornish Cook, Sid, AJ all trying to cover off what will be PW Jones, Hoffendovac. Hoffendovac sits himself in 13th. Maybe had a spin and a moment on the cooled hard tyres, but he's now coming down that pit straight. Will the undercut be into play? PW Jones got the undercut done with Hako. Hako and PW Jones fighting out of turn 2, side by side on the exit. Through goes Jones here on the warmed up hard compound tyres. Hako needing to maybe just sit behind, wait for them to warm up a little bit more, and then he can fight back. He's just come out of the pits. AJ lurking behind. Did he swap that wing? He did not, but he's managing it well. Nobody swapped the wings. Maybe it's not needed here in Australia.
Looks like the pack's almost still the same. AJ losing the time for the front 2, should I say. PW Jones and Hako. But Hoffendovac there, down to P12, not having the best of time. Looks like something's happened in the pit. I'm not sure what happened, but Hako takes the lead. Whilst the front 4 haven't pitted yet, they're all on hards. He's got Lanky One going down the inside of Matty Robbo. Matty Robbo might get the switchback, goes round the outside and gets that move done up to P2. Malvin in the lead, but you got the P2.
Oh, Malvin sent for a spin. Through goes Mighty Robbo. Through goes Hamilton. And now Lanky one side's it up for a move on the Ferrari. The Ferrari rocking front wing damage. He's losing out drastically.
Actually, getting that lead, but right now, we need to watch out for the two Williams right behind, sitting behind them, 5 tenths back now. We need to watch out for these people, whether they get holded up or whether Williams...
Lanky, oh, tyre
Right,
locking
right.
with that Ferrari. Barely able to stay side by side. Wheel banging, he's almost pushed off the track, and so is the McLaren. But through goes Malvern. Lanky had to slow it down. Oh, this is some mighty fine
And through
action.
goes Owens, he tried to go down the outside of Lanky, but it's not able to. But the two Williams get past that McLaren. It looks like, look, Lanky's been pushed off the track by Malvin. Masiobro in that clean air, enjoying life right now. Chaos right behind. Can Hako squeeze through the middle?
Oh, three wide!
Into the chicane. Goes round the outside. What a move by Hako on the Lanky one. PW Jones sitting right behind Lanky one. Malvin, bit of a spin there. Looks like it. Dropping down.
Lanky's trying to fight back with Hako. Side by side into turn 11. He just can't get there. PW Jones looking to try and fire through. Hako's the one to win. Lanky with a semi-spin. Controls it well. PW Jones looking to fight back. Can he get through? No, but maybe it's to come down the pit straight. Look at the speed PW Jones has got. He's got the traction, he's got the grip, he's got the exit. And before the DRS is open, he was already side by side. And with a big send into turn 1, gets to move on the Lanky one.
What a chaos on that lap. Lap 14 was chaos between the drivers, you know, going past the people haven't pitted yet. Often back up to P9, almost back with the front runners. Basil with the fastest lap, taking that extra fast lap point if he gets in the top 10. But now you've got Sid, AJ, Cornish-Cook and Huffman Doback on the new tyres. Need to get past Lanky one and Scones. So let's see how well they can do to get past these drivers.
Oh, Sid's closing up to Scones. He's going for the outside line on the U2 reservist. Round the outside in 9 and gets it done in 10. Nicely done from Sid, even with the wing damage. Through goes AJ as well on that McLaren. The McLaren does not have the tyres to defend it. And now here comes Sid, sizing one up on Lanky one. We can only pray that there's no contact, that it's all safe and bonny. But looking at the front, PW Jones, Hako's in the lead. He's looking to size up move on Mighty Robbo. But AJ's really struggling there. Slowing down, Sid's going to go for on Lanky. It was inevitable all the way. Cornish-Cook trying to send one on Scones. McLaren versus Aston Martin. The Aston Martin pulls on through. Beautiful stuff. Now there's an open door for Huffman Doback to send it through into turn 2. Beautiful stuff. Lap 16, the action starting to unfold.
Yeah, AJ now right behind Lanky one. The Sydney's get past the Matty Robbo and catch up to the front too. Looks like the people who's got that wing damage are on the charge today. Sid's got that DRS on Matty Robbo. Matty Robbo does not have that DRS. Sid gets that wing wide open. AJ looking to go around the outside of Lanky one through the chicane. Can he get that done? Yes, he does. Lanky one backs off. Cornish-Cook, can he join him on that exit? Gets that better grip. AJ, with about 5 seconds, that might ruin his race.
Oh, 3 seconds for AJ. Sid is now left to feel a little bit safer. AJ picks up track limit violation, slap with a 3-second penalty. Sid right on the rear tail of Mighty Robbo looking for an open door. AJ closing up as Sid is kept behind that slow Mercedes. Now will he get a rundown out in the final turn? Yes, he will. But AJ is looking to follow on through. It's side by side with AJ and Sid as they come down to turn 1. This is crucial for the Red Bull. And through he goes. Sid is not under too much pressure though. He knows he's going to inherit the podium with that 3-second time loss for AJ. He just needs to stay with him. Allow AJ to pull him along in DRS and close back up to the front too.
Whilst Cornish and Huffman Doback join AJ and pass him on the next straight. So Matty's been left behind. And now they're on the charge to catch up to the front two, the Williams. But right now, these 4 drivers are fighting for the last podium spot. But will AJ can do it? Can he do enough to try to defend off and hope these guys can get 3 seconds?
Oh, here goes Sid, looking for a move on AJ. Easy pickings with the DRS. AJ losing out to it. They're just going to exchange here, tit for tat. You take it this lap, I'll take it next lap, and just pray that that 2.6 second gap will become a 1 second gap for them to get that DRS.
Definitely, but right now it is very good that the Williams are together right now. They can work together. Depends. The drivers behind got the quicker pace.
Absolutely. Looking on though, that gap is starting to drop only by a couple tenths. It opens up a little bit more when that DRS becomes active to the front two. Sid and AJ once again exchange of positions.
Losing some time though. 2.7 now was 2.5. You can tell without wing damage, you can lose a lot of time into the corners. Cornish looking to go around the outside of Sid. Sid lets him by. You don't want to fight that much when you've got a crucial podium on the board right now.
Yeah, he's playing it safe. He can't risk unnecessary contact. Could be a podium for Sid in EU1. You'd love to see it.
Thank you, one with the 3 seconds now in P12 fighting or catching up to the Alpine up front. But right now we're on board. Looks like the leaders are switching again. They are losing time to the people in front. Because AJ gets overtaken twice by Cornish and AJ. No, wait, AJ sits down the inside. Can he get the switch back? No, he hasn't.
He's gonna try. He's got the run. He's gonna get it. Can he pull it off into turn 11? AJ pulling off a switchback. Sid had the run. Sid with the switchback. Turn 11. Stand up, take a bow. These two are scrapping at it. Get yourself a replay.
Right now, Cornish has dropped him out of DRS. Them two fighting has brought Cornish clean air and no one to worry about if he can keep this pace very decent. AJ going down the inside of Sid and gets that move done. But he will get DRS again. So maybe that's the time where AJ can catch up to Cornish because he gets that DRS. Looks like Hoffen Doback will be able to join AJ. Coming up to this right-hander, gets that move done. The Red Bull's going too wide. And looks like AJ will spin it.
Sid a bit. Oh, bye-bye, AJ. He's been sent for an all-inclusive holiday to Spin-A-Lot. See you later. He's out of the DRS contention. Maybe picked up a little bit more wing damage there if he made contact with that wall.
No, he hasn't got more wing damage. He's still missing that right-hand side end plate. So that kind of it makes the grid more interesting now. Cornish in that clean air, but losing time to the front two. But I don't think does he have wing damage? No, Cornish does not have wing damage. So he can just ride on free.
Unlucky. I know, you know, Barrier he's a mean man. He likes to flirt, but stay away from him.
But let's see what Sid can do. He looks like Sid's sitting at DRS of Hoffen Doback. AJ just needs to keep it nice and clean, but it looks like Taika behind AJ might be able to catch up and try to steal that P6 from him. As Charlie, it looks like to retire when he was in the points. I'm not sure why. Maybe he picks up too many pens.
Oh, Charlie retires in the pits. What a shame.
But I think he could have got pits. I think he got points, but no, it looks like he just wasn't happy. Sid's still right behind Hoffen Doback, but Hoffen Doback has caught up to Cornish. He's almost in that DRS.
It's much needed for Hoffen Doback. He needs to get back in contention of DRS if he's to defend against Sid. Sid might be struggling a little bit here now. That damage is starting to play a factor. You've got to take into consideration the tyre degradation impact. So, oh no! Hoffen Doback's gone! He's lost it in turn 9 and through goes Sid. I don't believe it. What is this? Why are you giving Sid this momentum?
What's happening to the Red Bulls today? Looks like we cannot keep it out of the walls today, can they?
As a Red Bull supporter, I hate to see it. AJ, you're doing me dirty. Hoffen Doback, you're doing me dirty.
Hoffen Doback's damage is awful. Looks like he's going to the pits. He's not happy. Will he retire or will he just try to get the fastest lap? Looks like he's slowing down and he might be able to try to take that fastest lap or continue with the race and puts on the soft tyres.
Sid, if you can catch up to Cornish Cook and get a podium, I will never badmouth your driving ever again.
Watch him bin it on the last lap as well.
Oh, don't, because I have a clip of him doing that on my Twitch. In Australia. We was 5 lapping in Australia. He sent an outrageous dive bomb, punted me to pass for position. And then as we came around the final turn on the last lap, he spins and I pass him for the win. It was hilarious. I've got a Twitch clip. I will post it in the Discord.
It looks like Sid without wing damage can't do much as Cornish don't have it. And is that Haas round? That's Tasmania round. But no safety cars at all yet. So safety car can still happen. But maybe not. We will never know. But yeah, Sid without wing damage, losing time to Cornish. Cornish don't have any wing damage, so he currently is happy at clean air. And it looks like it is a positive, a 1-2 for the Williams. But who's going to take that win?
Williams domination of Williams Cook. Now I know Sam would be rather happy to see the Williams domination, being a Williams supporter. He will always be a Williams supporter, he's always said that, but his driver is Lewis Hamilton. And looking on, we have a nice little scrap here between Hilly and Griffin for what isn't even a point, but they're certainly going to fight for it. Matty Robbo finishing the points order. Matty to score a point in round 1. Go on, lad!
But Pablo in the chat here, he might jinx Matty like he's done for the last couple races last season.
Oh,
And
Sid,
Sid
3
like
seconds.
three-
Okay, goodbye to your podium, you absolute shitter.
Whoa! Man, whoa!
He knows I'm playing. He knows I'm playing. We'll have a talk about this after the race, no doubt. He'll be dragging me into a VC.
Yeah, looks like everybody's just fell apart from each other except from Hilly and Griffin, who's in each other's DRS. Rosa Sky with another 3 seconds. I'm actually going to look up the pens. Let's look at the pens. Looks like Matty on with 3 seconds, but the biggest is Tasmania on 9 seconds.
So, yeah, we've got 3 for Sid, AJ, 3 for Basile. We have 3 for Matty Robbo, Griffin, Scones. And then starting off was on the Sixers, Lanky One, Hilly, Malvern, Rosa, Sky, and then 9 seconds for Hasmania. Can you not keep it within the very brightly painted white lines?
Actually, AJ's cashing up to a person called Sid CCB1.
Hilly 10 seconds in the pits will be a retirement, no doubt. Au revoir.
Wait.
See you next week.
For wait, is that Malvin round? Malvin's called a virtual safety car.
Wait.
Malvin's gone round. He's missing both end plates.
Oh no. I think that might be contact with Rosa Sky. Rosa Sky completely missing a wing. Malvin, both end plates are gone, and yet he doesn't box. What are you doing?
Looks like you
You had a free pit stop. You're under virtual conditions. Ferrari strategy at its finest.
Ferraris, man. It's always the Ferraris. But there we go. Virtual safety car. Kind of brings up the pack a tiny bit, but not enough. But AJ is still right behind Sid, looking to take that P4.
Pablo says it's not worth pitting now, but he's under virtual. The pack has been slowed down. He won't lose out anything considering where he is. He may gain on fastest lap, and he will not have to drive the next 5 laps with wing damage. It is worth pitting now. I've got to disagree with that. There are things to gain. He's not going to lose position. He's going to have a more comfortable race finish and the potential to take fastest lap away from the people who have it now. So there is, it was a no-loss scenario. He could box. Griffin has retired in the pits and has left the session.
Hilly hasn't. Looks like he actually got like 10 seconds by accident, and he's still carrying on.
Well, you got to think Hilly could be going fastest lap. This is what I'm saying. It is a strategy. They're trying to reduce its damage limitation. Take the point away for fastest lap. Do not let drivers get it.
Looks like some people are trying. Some people have gone the soft or the mediums. So it looks like they are trying.
No, not top 5. We're talking about Malvern. Malvern down, he had nothing to lose, but he could have gained. He comes around under virtual safety car with wing damage under virtual safety car conditions. right? So he could have boxed, not lost position, repaired the wing damage, and gone to the end with potential for fastest lap. So it was a questionable call, but he's done it now.
Well, Matty Robbo up to P9. He's currently on the charge on those mediums. But AJ's overtaken Sid whilst we were talking. Whilst we were yapping our mouths away, AJ's overtaken Sid.
Yeah, don't get me talking about strategy. I have some bold strategy calls. As soon as I start talking about what you should do in a Grand Prix, I don't stop. I'm just like a chatterbox. Well, yeah, that would have made perfect sense for Malvern. Unfortunately, it did not do it.
But AJ taking that P4, Matty Robbo up to P9. So
Sid's still right with on his tail though. That DRS going to do Sid wonders. This is a fight between AJ and Sid towards the finish.
let's just hope these drivers can keep it clean. Sid looking to go around the outside of AJ and gets that move done, and we'll have DRS again to try and pull away from AJ once again. 3 attempts. Looks like DRS is working. 4 attempts, 5 attempts. And who's that round? And it's Hilly round. Looks like he's just turning off to the side. Looks like he did try to take the fastest lap and he spun around.
Yeah, he's struggling. Is that Hilly? Thank you, Nightbot. If you don't know, we've also got a TikTok. It's linked in the Twitch chat. Get over there, follow us, look at the spicy content. Look at the spicy content. If you are in the races, you may get clips if you do something interesting and see yourself up there.
It looks like Matty's right on the tail of Basil and Mashala's 200. Looks like he's looking to get more points this race, but that DRS is very strong. Looks like them two are slowly kind of pulling away. But what can Matty do on the grid? Can he get more points in today's race?
Lanky. Oh, we have a bit of a send from the Haster of Basil. Basil number 8 looking to get a bit brave and a bit ballsy, but Lanky is the one I've got my eyes on. All that's done is allowed Matty to get back in the DRS, so all that work that Lanky's been putting in to try and get closer to my robot, to try and get past him while he didn't have the DRS advantage, has been thrown out the window unless they can hit the detection point and might be outside of the 1 second. Did he manage to pick up that DRS?
Yeah,
Is that rear wing open? It certainly is, but Lanky still goes through. That's an extra point gain for him as Basil goes through on Michael Luis. Now I can actually say your name.
Hoffen Dobak hasn't got penalty and he will be able to overtake the drivers in front, because Lanky one's got 6 seconds and Matty's got 3 seconds, so they will be dropping that behind Hoffen Dobak if he don't pick up a pen, who is currently closing on to the drivers in front.
So thank you to Nightbot for linking the TikTok, and also thank you to Cost Formula 1 for linking the Discord. If you want to be involved in the spicy action, get yourself down here and you will be a part of it.
And Hoffen Dobak catch up to these drivers and finally be back into the points, doing well. So we've got to switch for the lead again, PW Jones and Hako just enjoying time out the front, but AJ and Sid still going on for the final position for P4. Who's going to grab it? That P4 position got to have, I'm pretty sure, 12 points for P4 and P5. It is 10 points. So that extra 2 points looks like it is worth it.
Into turn 11, Sid's going to send it. Slight contact with a Red Bull. AJ goes on through. Sid still forced to wait another lap. There is a lapped car who has just unlapped himself from those 2 drivers, but he's still fully lapped nonetheless.
Gave DRS to AJ. So that's going to ruin his chances on this straight. So that's not going to go well. But it looks like AJ will have DRS. Sid can't really do anything since he's got DRS. Looks like he has to burn.
AJ is trying to fall in line with a ghostly car for slipstream, not knowing that the ghostly car does not produce said slipstream.
It's AJ. Let him do his own thing. Let him do his own thing. Hoffen Dobak is really catching up to the people to P10, looking to get those final points right now. Hoffen Dobak up to P8 at the moment. So Lanky one will be out of the points so far. Matty Robbo grabbing the final points at the minute. But about to come up to the last lap now. The 2 Williams about to start the last lap. Coming up to the final DRS zone. Coming up to the final few corners. who's going to take it for the win. One of the Williams, but we never know. But AJ still gets that DRS from Matt Haas. But Sid, right on the gearbox of AJ, coming up to the tight right-hander, but looks like it's not enough again. But AJ is lucky enough to get that DRS from Matt Haas.
Absolutely, Sid still bringing the fight to the Red Bull of AJ. AJ been rocking the Red Bull colours for as long as I've known him. He's now up against the sister team VCAB of the driver, the young driver, the aspiring talent of Sid CTV1. I say talent, but has the kid got any talent? We can only hope he has. He's had questionable seasons. Now may be the time for Sid to shine in EU1 as he's bringing the fight to one of the fastest, one of the greatest, one of the veterans in contest of speed. AJ needs to defend hard now against Sid because Sid has the DRS advantage and we are on the final lap. So this is where Sid will be looking to make the move, and because they both picked up that 3 seconds in time penalties, it is for track position.
But realistically, Sid won't really have an advantage really. Depends if he's got more battery, because it looks like AJ will get DRS again from that lap car. So it all depends who's got the most battery and who's got the lowest downforce.
AJ splashing. AJ needs to deploy what little battery he's got. He doesn't have a lot of battery. The light is flashing. Sid, how much battery has Sid got? Does Sid have the advantage? Has he got the upper hand, or did he burn it all away in that final straight there? Side, look at him. Banked him, burning everything he got. Sid's going to send it down into turn 11. There's contact between the two. It's a desperate late move from Sid CTV1 as he goes for it again in turn 12. Looking for any open door. He's knocking, banging, kicking on that door to open, but it will not open yet as they come down the pit straight. Can Sid do it? Has Sid saved enough battery? He's the only one with DRS and he can't do it as AJ stops him from jumping into that P4. Paco wins for the Williams team. PW Jones making it a Williams lockout. Cornish Cook in P3, but the action towards the line went down for these two. Oh my word.
Close race between these drivers. Basil up to P7, but might drop down to the pens. Lanky, Lanky barely out of the points there. Masarabo P10 getting that final point there. But look at that tight race. Sid almost having it. Looks like kind of pushed AJ a bit too far off the track and couldn't keep that position.
My. A nice way to finish off round 1. Now, I would love to do interviews, but I am extremely tired. I know it's round 1 and we want to hear from our first Williams lockout team, but I've ran 2 lots of comms in the last 4 hours and I'm a little bit dying inside. But it has been a very good opening round here in Australia, to say the least, and I'm excited for round 2, Rob.
Yeah, in Austria, so that could be an interesting one, could rain, or,
fastest circuit on the calendar, to say the least. One of the fastest next to Monza. The quickest lap times that you will see on any circuit on the available calendar to us, and of course the slowest amount of turns. So it's flat all the way through Austria. There is your finishing order. Hako, Jonesy, Cornish Cook doing your podium sitters. AJ just outside of it after a nice little fight with Sid. Ty Clear, Michael Lewis, Basil, Haffendorback, Matty Robbo doing your points finishers outside of the top 10. We have Lanky, Scones, Rosa Sky, Hasmania, and Malvern, and then the DNFers Hilly, Griffin, Charlie, and Costonamo. Oh, what a good way to start off season 16, and podiums for Williams and Cornish Cook is back on the top spots. Lovely to see it. But for now, that is all. And we're excited to see you next week. Thank you for joining me, Rob. It's been a pleasure. And I'm excited to see what is to come next Thursday for Austria.